headlines on this hour on VTV News. Party ship attends the 9th Congress of Vietnam Youth Federation. And nearly 5,000 climate change-resistant houses built to protect coastal communities. In the world news, VANUATU earthquake death toll rises to 14 as rescuers search for survivors.
Broadcasting from Hanoi, the capital of Vietnam. VTV News starts right now.
Good afternoon. It's now 3 p.m. local time and you're watching VTV News. I'm Thuy with the latest updates. Now, Party General Secretary Tô Lâm stated at the 9th National Congress of the Vietnam Youth Federation on Tuesday morning that the party has consistently prioritized youth work and the education of future generations throughout all revolutionary stages. After acknowledging both achievements and challenges, the Party General Secretary emphasized that as Vietnam enters a new era of national development, the Vietnam Youth Federation and youth nationwide must enhance their awareness, modernize their organizational operations, and take leading roles across all aspects of social life. The party chief called on party communities at all levels, authorities, and society as a whole to support and create favorable conditions for the Vietnam Youth Federation's effective operation. Now, on Tuesday morning, State President Nguyen visited and inspected combat readiness at Army Corps 12, the first Army Corps organized to be lean, compact, and strong, marking the 80th anniversary of the Vietnam People's Army and the 35th anniversary of the National Defense Day. The State President commended the unit for swiftly stabilizing its organization, refining combat plans, and enhancing training readiness. He calls for innovative solutions to build endurance, resilience, and political awareness, while honoring the legacy of its predecessor units, Army Corps 1 and 2, in its mission to serve as an elite force of the Vietnam People's Army. During an online conference reviewing performance and agenda in the culture, sports, and tourism sectors, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính praised the sector's achievements over the past years. The Prime Minister emphasized the critical task of transforming Vietnam's cultural and human values into a driving force for national progress, aligning with Party General Secretary Tô Lâm directive. He called for the sector to invest through innovative thinking, strategic vision, and effective execution to exceed 2024's results. Key goals include expanding public sports participation, developing elite sports programs, and establishing tourism as a leading economic sector. The revised law on the capital will take effect at the start of next year. It includes several key provisions, such as permitting public-private partnerships for cultural and sport projects in Hanoi. This policy is designed to promote private sector involvement in cultural projects. More to follow.
For the Essence of Education project, the Center for Scientific and Cultural Activities must submit a proposal for approval to the city. Any project with private sector involvement must follow this process until the capital law takes effect in January 2025.
Article 41 of the Capital Law decentralizes authority, allowing heads of public service units to develop projects and establish partnerships with the private sector.
The recent Innovation Week showcased the potential for collaboration between the authorities, businesses, and innovators.
The Capital Law reflects the authority's vision, providing public spaces for artists to realize their ideas.
The Capital Law allows public-private partnerships for cultural and sports projects. It offers investors higher incentives on land rent, water surface rent, and corporate income tax in sports and 12 cultural industries. The capital law also allows the creation of a fund to preserve historical inner-city areas, fostering hope for protecting the capital's cultural heritage.
This fund aims to provide financial support for more flexible and effective restoration of local relics.
The law creates a clear legal framework for the capital's cultural industry to thrive.
Now, by the end of November, the entire country has disbursed over $16 billion, achieving more than 60% of the target set by the Prime Minister. Localities are accelerating public investment disbursement to avoid delays, cost overruns, and waste. With the strong direction of the government and efforts from localities, this work is yielding positive results.
This road is expected to be put into operation in about a week, thanks to increased inspections and supervision by local authorities and the contractor's effort. Many similar projects are being completed ahead of schedule.
This year, we were allocated approximately $11 million in public investment funds. So far, we have achieved about 95% of the target.
The procedures have been streamlined and carried out in a coordinated manner, with weekly planning, so the relevant authorities are coordinating the disbursement process well.
At the Chodok-Kantho Soktrang Expressway project, passing through Anjiang province, many machines and hundreds of workers have been mobilized to accelerate construction.
With effective solutions in place, the goal is to complete 33 bridges and install 42 culverts by the end of the year, December 31, 2024.
Units are required to continuously disperse public investment funds, which is the responsibility of the leaders and the mobilization of the entire political system, not just the investors.
In the Mekong Delta, the government invests more than $3.2 billion in public works each year. Rapid construction, effective fund disbursement, and especially the early operationalization of these projects will provide a strong impetus for the socio-economic development of the Mekong Delta region.
The Mekong Delta is currently facing numerous challenges, including climate change, sediment loss caused by upstream hydropower dams, freshwater scarcity, land subsidence, saltwater intrusion, pollution, and unsustainable production practices. Now, these issues threaten food security, water resources, and the livelihoods of tens of millions of people in the region. The nature-based livelihoods in the Mekong project is currently underway to restore natural water flows and increase sediment accumulation. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, in collaboration with UNDP Vietnam, recently held a conference to review and conclude the project, improving the resilience of vulnerable coastal communities to climate change-related impacts in Vietnam. Now, from 2017 to 2024, the 7-year project constructed thousands of sturdy homes, providing secure housing for tens of thousands of residents in typhoon and flood-prone areas.
With a budget of $42 million, the project, improving the resilience of vulnerable coastal communities to climate change-related impacts in Vietnam, has built nearly 5,000 storm-resistant homes, providing shelter for more than 25,000 people in typhoon and flood-prone areas. These homes now serve as a model within the National Target Program.
Forward, UNDP is very much committed to continuing to work with government authorities at the national and local level to replicate some of the best practices, whether in resilient housing or in mangrove restoration, or indeed in livelihoods and in early warning systems in those provinces that are most impacted by climate, Central Coast or indeed in the Mekong Delta, which continue to face really severe impacts of climate change.
The project has also restored more than 4,000 hectares of mangrove forests, which protect communities from rising tides and typhoons, while absorbing over 1.1 million tons of CO2. This achievement significantly supports Vietnam's commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions. The project has also developed sustainable livelihood models that help locals increase their income while promoting mangrove forest protection.
Now, before we move on to other important updates, here are the exchange rate updated today, December the 18th. Coming up next, Vietnam emerges as top travel destination for Australian tourists. And the country emerges as world-class concert destination. Welcome back to VTV News. Yên Bái province is speeding up the resettlement project for 35 households severely impacted by landslides after Typhoon Yagi in Ác Thượng village, Minh Xuân commune, Lục Yên district. The 2.3-hectare Ác Thượng resettlement area features 35 houses built in the traditional stilt house style of the Thai ethnic group. To ensure residents can move in before the Lunar New Year, personnel from Corporation 789 of the Ministry of National Defense are working extended hours, including through the night. In recent years, the party and state have prioritized poverty reduction and socio-economic development, particularly in ethnic regions. In the Central Highlands, provinces effective implementation of sustainable poverty alleviation policies have led to daily improvements in the lives of ethnic communities. Now, this progress is exemplified in Đắk Nông province.
Once a poor household in Bubong hamlet, within just 3 years of receiving preferential loans and agricultural training, Neo Nap's family has escaped poverty.
With livelihood support, my family has been able to better care for our coffee farm. With improved techniques, productivity has increased, and with higher coffee prices this year, our life is now much better than before.
Đắk Nông province prioritizes practical benefits for its people, especially by supporting livelihoods for impoverished ethnic households. As a result, the province has accelerated disbursement for poverty alleviation efforts. To date, Đắk Nông has disbursed over 50% of the funds allocated for new poverty reduction programs, amounting to nearly $23.5 million.
Our poverty reduction approach focuses on accurately targeting and identifying the root causes of poverty. We concentrate resources, avoid widespread investment to prevent waste, and prioritize policies and livelihoods for impoverished households.
Between 2021 and 2023, Đắk Nông province reduced its poverty rate dramatically, from nearly 12% to 5.18%. Additionally, average per capita income increased to over $2,300 per year, 4 times higher than in 2011. These achievements have made Đắk Nông a model for poverty reduction in the Central Highlands region.
Currently, many localities are accelerating efforts to eliminate makeshift and dilapidated houses in disadvantaged areas. In Hà Giang, a province with a high rate of poor and near-poor households, efforts are underway to complete more than 500 houses, aiming to provide new homes for residents before the Lunar New Year.
Gu Xiaoze's family in Thuận Hòa commune couldn't afford to build a new house. Fortunately, they received over $2,000 in support for construction. The local authorities also contributed an additional 5,000 bricks, while residents in the hamlet provided labor. Zhang's family is among 6 households building new homes through the program to eliminate temporary and dilapidated houses in Thuận Hoa Commune, Vị Xuyên District. Through a combination of material donations and volunteer labor, along with the $2,000 support, Thuận Hoa Commune is seeking additional contributions to help families move into their new homes before the Lunar New Year.
As someone with some knowledge of construction and with the support from the party and the state, everyone should make an effort to contribute and assist their relatives in completing their houses.
Thuận Hoa Commune is entirely populated by ethnic groups. Within these ethnic communities, solidarity and mutual support have always been strong, especially in their efforts to eliminate dilapidated houses.
Each new home for a poor family represents not only an economic investment, but also a meaningful act of sharing, solidarity, and compassion. The elimination of temporary and dilapidated houses shows the dedication of the party and state alongside broad societal support. These efforts inspire poor households and those facing hardships to work toward a better future.
Great news for the country's tourism industry. Vietnam has secured a top spot in the top 3 most attractive destinations for Australian tourists, according to the Australian Travel Industry Association's December report. Tourism between the two countries is showing a strong growth, especially following the upgrade of bilateral relations and the launch of numerous direct flights connecting major cities in both countries. Japan and Indonesia occupy the other top positions among destinations favored by Australian travelers. In the first 11 months of this year, Australia ranked among Vietnam's top 10 international markets, with nearly 440,000 Australian visitors recorded. Now, in these final days of the year, Phu Quoc Island in Kiên Giang province has welcomed the AIDA Stellar cruise ship, bringing in more than 1,000 international visitors. After completing port procedures at 8 a.m., travel agencies guided tourists to popular attractions, including the Safari Zoo and Hon Thom Cable Car, where they could also purchase souvenirs and local specialties. The visitors will return to their ship in the afternoon to continue their journey. To date, Phu Quoc has received nearly 6 million visitors, including almost 1 million international arrivals by air. To support the growth of luxury cruise tourism, the Phu Quoc International Passenger Port is scheduled to begin operations in mid-2025. The global music tourism market, currently valued at $6.4 billion, is projected to reach $15.5 billion over the next decade, according to Future Market Insights. Now, in Vietnam, recent high-profile music concerts have highlighted the country's rising potential in the entertainment and music tourism sectors, positioning it as an emerging destination for music fans around the world.
70,000 fans attended 2 shows by the globally renowned group Blackpink. 15,000 attended Westlife's concert in Hanoi, and tens of thousands enjoyed a performance by Imagine Dragons. Vietnamese concertgoers no longer need to travel abroad to experience world-class performances, as international bands regularly include the country in their tours.
With Vietnam expanding its diplomatic ties, international music groups will come to Vietnam, helping to grow tourism. I feel so proud that Vietnam is now part of the world tour for internationally famous bands like Blackpink, Westlife, and One Republic.
The rising demand for tickets, with websites crashing and shows selling out almost instantly, has been a dream scenario for event organizers. This new wave of international performances has raised the bar for concertgoers.
Vietnamese fans are willing to pay to see domestic artists perform, and their enthusiastic support is a huge step forward for our industry.
When a program can sell out a large number of high-priced tickets, investors see the potential of this market. This will lead to healthy competition, which will result in better quality shows. Now, event organizers must uphold professionalism to improve the overall quality.
We have clear strategies for investing in and improving the quality of programs to offer high-end events that stand out in the market. We aim to elevate the V-pop industry into an advanced professional sector and provide a boost to the entertainment and training markets.
High-quality performances will elevate the domestic entertainment scene while driving tourism and boosting other economic sectors. Moreover, these events will raise cultural standards and deepen public appreciation for music.
Coming up next in VTV News. VANUATU earthquake death toll rises to 14th as rescuers search for survivors. And oil washes up on Russia's Black Sea coast after tankers damage. Rescue teams in Port Vila, the capital of Vanuatu, are racing against time to save those still trapped after a 7.3 magnitude earthquake struck early on Tuesday afternoon local time. As of Wednesday morning, at least 14 people have been confirmed dead and more than 200 injured in the aftermath of this disaster. Now, immediately after the main quake, a series of aftershocks occurred, including one with a magnitude of 6.1. Many buildings in Port Vila collapsed, bridges were destroyed, and landslides buried in a bus. Several roads leading to the international seaport were also severely damaged, hindering the transport of relief supplies. On Wednesday morning, Australia deployed 2 military aircraft carrying medical and rescue teams to Vanuatu to assist in locating survivors and providing essential supplies. The Vanuatu government has declared a state of emergency and imposed a 7-day curfew in the areas most severely affected. Within just 3 days, from December the 15th to the 17th, 3 Russian oil tankers, including Voshganev 109, Voshganev 215, and Voshganev 239, encountered accidents in the Kerch Strait, causing a severe oil spill. The governor of Krasnodar reported that on Tuesday night local time, fuel oil blocks washed ashore near the Black Sea coastline, close to famous resort city of Anapa. The Krasnodar region has declared a municipal-level state of emergency across several cities due to oil spill incident. An operational command center has been established on site with Russia's Ministry of Emergency Situations and volunteers actively working to mitigate the consequences. Meanwhile, oil spill response vessels have been unable to operate due to adverse weather conditions in the area. Satellite data indicates that the oil slick covers a total area of nearly 100 square meters outside the Kerch Strait. The Fed's 2-day meeting starts Tuesday, with markets strongly convinced it will deliver 2024's final interest rate cut on Wednesday. The interest rate futures market on Tuesday was pricing in a roughly 95% likelihood that officials will lower the federal funds rate by 0.25 percentage point. U.S. stock fell across the board on Tuesday, with the Dow logging its biggest losing streak in 46 years. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished the session down roughly 0.6%, registering its 9th straight day of losses. The primary reason for this decline was investors shifting their focus from industrial stocks to technology stocks under the Nasdaq index. Wall Street experts also predict that with the incoming administration's policies on tariffs and immigrant labor starting next year, inflation in the U.S. could become more unpredictable. Iraqi carpenter and artist Shawan Karim is reshaping traditional art by upcycling hardware and discarded materials to create pixelated art pieces. Using screws, keyboards, buttons, and bottle caps to create artwork, the Iraqi artist aims to break norms and stereotypes within the art world and create unique pieces. By doing so, the 31-year-old artist also promotes sustainability.
In the heart of Iraq, where traditional craftsmanship meets innovation, 31-year-old carpenter and artist Shawan Karim is redefining the boundaries of art. With a vision that blends creativity, sustainability, and modern perspectives, Karim transforms everyday discarded materials into intricate, pixelated masterpieces.
I always use material found in my surroundings. It could be screws, wood, or sometimes I see discarded things or items that have no value, such as bottle caps. I try to turn those into art and upcycle them. I think our role as humans in upcycling such items into art is very important.
Karim's artistic journey is as much about breaking stereotypes as it is about creating beauty. His approach to upcycling is a statement against the throwaway culture, turning what many consider trash into vibrant, meaningful art.
Sometimes people ask me how they can see the painting clearly, as it is not clear and they just see colors. I advise them to use smartphones to view the pixelated designs.
From up close, the designs appear abstract, but when viewed through a smartphone or from a distance, the images come alive with stunning clarity.
I saw normal painting and just a regular sculpture with no sense of art. But when I opened the mobile and looked at it, I saw the creativity of an artist. They are beautiful and elegant sculptures.
The Iraqi artist's work is more than just art. It is a call to action. Through his creations, he encourages people to see beauty in the overlooked and potential in the discarded.
And up next is the weather forecast. And that's the end of VTV News. To rewatch our program, you can download VTVgo from App Store or Google Play or visit our YouTube channel, VTV4Go. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.